MS Dhoni hitting a six to win a game. Tell me something that is not so common. It's like getting up in the morning and having a cup of tea. But similarly, MS Dhoni hitting a six and making sure that his team is over the line, Paras.
Oh, absolutely. Nostalgia views with Dhoni finishes it off with a six, and very good encounter altogether.
Absolutely, and not even for once I was having this thought in my mind that Dhoni cannot do it. Him being there and that six from Ambati Rayudu, some brilliant batting by the Chennai Super Kings batsman, isn't it?
Oh yes, they had an excellent start, right, with Rituraj and Faf du Plessis going great guns. A bit of a stutter in the middle order, but that's acceptable given they'd almost had the victory in the bag. And what better than Dhoni finishing in such great style?
Paras, I have to give it to you. You spoke about Rashid Khan, that he's going to be one of the most important players for Sunrise Hyderabad. He went for around 2 overs, 19 runs, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah,
and then he
yeah,
came back with that second spell of his, where he
yeah.
just gave away 7 or 8 runs and finished off with figures of 26, 27 for 1 wicket. And the way he bowled in the last 2 overs of his spell, you could
Hmm.
really see that he wanted to change the tire for his side.
Sometimes when you or, really are gunning to do well, and you think just hand over the ball to me, it does not work in your favor. That's the whole picture for Hyderabad, irrespective of whomsoever is trying hard, you know who's trying to raise his hand up and who's wanting to get runs, eventually is not being able to succeed. We spoke
Yeah,
about Jason Holder, his wicket taking form. He was
continue.
almost about to melt today, the way he was perspiring today. Even this image that we see, he's completely drenched in sweat. So, his effort was also quite Herculean, and, equally supported by Rashid Khan. But, all together, you'll have to give it to Chennai. This is the old Chennai that we're seeing, completely dominant.
Absolutely. Old Chennai and old Dhoni, the Thala
Oh,
Dhoni is
yeah.
back. With that big six, if you look at the scorecard as well, in the
Yeah.
end, it looks like Chennai won with 6 wickets, 2 balls to spare. It looks like a comfortable win, but I'm sure it was not. At once, it was actually looking like this match may have a twist in the tail. 2 overs, 16 to win, and then came Ambati Raidu with that big six. So, Paras, what do you have to say about this brilliant performance overall from Chennai? Do you think that now that they've qualified for the top four, and now they've sealed their place in the playoffs for sure with this win, that they are looking to finish on top of the group and trying to reach the first qualifier already?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, given the fan base that Chennai possesses, they better perform.
Yes,
Wherever they go, even if they come, when at all they tour Mumbai, right, in the IPLs, when at all a Dhoni walks out to bat, it's Dhoni's home ground. Such is the support and love for Chennai, and they're performing so well. Who would have thought that in the previous edition they had their worst season and they're right back on top? And that 17 that we saw from Raidu was very, very crucial. I mean, 14
absolutely.
balls, 17 runs does not look big at all. But given the context of the match, the necessary point of view for Raidu was he's a finisher and he's done his job today.
Absolutely, Paras. He has done his job, and he has been a very crucial player, and he's played a very important role, integral part of this Chennai Super Kings batting lineup for the last 3 seasons now. From the
Yeah,
year that they won as well in 2018, he was really important that year as well. So he's
yeah,
been a very good player in white ball cricket for India as well. So a great addition to Chennai, and the fact that he's back in form is
yeah.
really much more important at this point. Now, Paras, moving forward in this tournament, Chennai will be playing the qualifiers, they'll be playing the playoffs. So could we see a couple of rotations in the next match now that they've put a foot in the playoffs? Could you see that they would be changing, they would be giving their key players some rest, players like Bravo who are not really match fit, like how Dhoni said before the last game that he's been overused due to
Yeah.
the CPL that he played and now playing the IPL. Could we see a couple of changes in the next match, Paras?
Changes is we can see changes, but given the conditioning that's given to players on a regular basis, the recovery is way quicker than what it used to be. And
Yeah,
giving newcomers a chance in such a stage, at such a stage, is always welcomed. Anyone who's probably is 18, 19, or even in their 30s who are T20 specialists, get to play not in front of the biggest crowds, but just getting to don that jersey and that cap is a very special feeling. And given Dhoni does not like to change his combination. That's very unlikely to happen. And just the one point I would want to highlight is Raina's form. A lot
Yeah,
is spoken about him being Mr. IPL, Mr. 400 club owner, and the way he's been performing at the beginning of this tournament was quite good. But given the second phase, his feet seem to be not moving at all. So a Raina should be probably given a one downs slot in order to get some batting time and match time in the middle. So that's a very
the
very big
original.
worrying point.
The original slot you're trying to say. See, we have a comment here from Bhavik Joshi. Says that Suresh Raina still looks in a struggling zone. Thoughts on him?
Yeah,
So, Paras, just take me through. Do you really think that bringing him at number three is going to be
Hmm.
the optimal solution for this? Because the fact that he's not been playing international cricket for a long time. He's not
Yeah,
been in the thick of things when it comes to facing the music of the fast bowlers such as Bhuvaneshwar Kumars and the Jason Holders and Rashid
yeah,
Khans. It's
yeah.
going to be a bit difficult for him to straight away get his A game in the playoffs as well.
He's very very experienced, Yash. The only point of view that I just proposed that sending him up the order is him facing a harder ball. Whenever he's
Yeah,
coming out to bat, either the ball's spinning square, or either like in the previous match, the 17-18 that Raina scored was the turning point of the match, because Dhoni was quite struggling and Raina skipped and hit a four, and the very next ball he swept for a six. So
yeah.
he is the man for Dhoni, but a more secured Raina is always going to be beneficial for Chennai.
Absolutely. And for the longer run, you're right about it. For the longer run, when they want to win the tournament and they're looking to eye a place in the final,
Yeah.
Raina's role becomes very, very crucial in this Chennai
Yes.
side. And he's always been beside Dhoni and his aid, if I have to say so. But moving on to Sunrisers for a bit, apart from Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, Rashid Khan, and Holder, the three experienced players in the side, we
Yeah.
didn't see a lot of what do you say brilliance by the bowlers such as Sandeep Sharma and Siddharth Kaul. They were pretty
Hmm.
average when it came to the variations. And a
Yeah.
point you rightly pointed out in the first innings break was that the change of variation that the Chennai bowlers did, the Bravos,
Hmm.
the Josh Hazlewoods, they were hitting the
Hazelwood.
deck and trying to
Yeah.
change the pace. Do you think that was something that was not applied by the Sunrisers bowlers?
The dew also was a major factor. I watched the match very closely, and
Yeah,
also the bowlers having sweaty palms did not help. Them delivering and being more accurate with the cutters. In the first innings, there wasn't as much as dew, so the ball was also drier and it was gripping a lot more. So henceforth, now we understand the reason for Chennai winning the toss and electing to bowl first.
bowl first.
Yeah,
Yeah. Paras, a brilliant game of cricket. Although Chennai won it, comfortably. At one point, it was a 50-50 kind of a game, 2 overs, 16 runs. I just got flashbacks of the Punjab and Rajasthan match where anything could have happened. And from
yeah.
a winning point, they came to losing this game. I was kind of getting that feel when the score was 2 overs, 16 to win. Well, what were you thinking when this happened, Paras?
My first reaction was, "Oh no, not again!" Such matches are quite heartbreaking for the hardcore fans. Right from you celebrating and almost walking out of the stadium to getting a text message that your team just lost. So that's quite staggering, and that's a freak of an incident to ever happen again. Three balls, three required, and all three dot balls come. So barring that, I would just want to highlight this one point that Hyderabad has had a great legacy in the IPL, right
Yeah,
from the Gilchrists and the Lakshmans and the way Warner's captain the side, and Williamson. I'm sure they're going to bounce back next season. And just the one point I would want to highlight for the team is they've done well. Some results were very close, and almost went in their favor. But sometimes cricket is very very harsh, and I'm sure that the team composition is also going to be looked into. You rightly pointed out about Sandeep being way below the set expectations by the Hyderabad camp. He was clocking 119, 120, and once there's
yeah,
no swing available, he's stomped all around the park. So a lot
absolutely.
of things to be looked into by Rajasthan's camp. Sorry, Hyderabad's camp.
Hyderabad's camp. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I got your point. I got your point. But a bad season for Hyderabad, a forgetful season for them. They would want to probably look at the mega auctions next year, Paras, and hopefully we can see some change in personnel in the support staff as well. but nothing as such for Chennai for now,
Oh yeah.
because they seem to be cruising. They're in cruise control like Elon Musk driving a Tesla. So fantastic. They're comfortably through to the top four. Now
Yeah.
looking forward to some brilliant games as well. So tomorrow we have a cracker of a game. It's KKR versus the Punjab Kings. KKR have had the upper hand against Punjab Kings almost every time we play. We see
Yeah.
a game and KKR always have the better hand. And in this IPL as well, in the second phase, they've looked much, much better. So are you looking forward for
Yes.
tomorrow's game?
It is going to be a cracker of a contest. Both teams want to take the attack back to the opposition, and who wouldn't want to see a KL Rahul smash the ball around, Chris Gale,
Absolutely.
Mayank Agarwal. On the other hand, they've got Morgan, and we almost every single time that we've spoken about any match, we've covered Venkatesh Iyer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
great prospect for Indian cricket. The other day we saw him talk to Kohli, discussing on how to leave and how to get behind the line and then hook it downwards. And so he's developing and he's hungry, and that's what we want to see in the IPL. And
Yes.
as you said, you rightly pointed out, it's going to be a cracker of a contest tomorrow.
Absolutely. And as Paras says, and I quote, every year is dangerous. So be it Venkatesh or be it any. So Indian cricket has produced some brilliant years. So thank you for joining with me, Paras. The best batting side, one of the best batting sides, Punjab versus one of the best bowling sides in the IPL,
Yeah.
that's Kolkata. So going to be a brilliant game tomorrow. Thank you for all our viewers for joining with me. I'll see you tomorrow in the pre-match show with Paras, and we'll have some great discussion about the game. So thank you. This was Sports Adda Live. Have a good night.